What are some alternative ways to measure a distance without a ruler?
Hey there, welcome to today's video where we'll explore some alternative methods to measure distance when you don't have a ruler handy. Sometimes, we find ourselves in situations where we need to measure something, but we don't have the traditional tools at hand. Don't worry, because today I'll show you a few creative and practical ways to tackle this problem. So, let's dive in.
Using common objects.
One of the simplest ways to measure distance without a ruler is by using common objects of known size. For instance, if you have a credit card or an ID card, these often have standardized dimensions. By comparing the size of the object with the distance you want to measure, you can estimate the length. Important: remember to always check the measurements of the object beforehand. Some credit cards or IDs may vary slightly in size, so it's a good idea to verify the dimensions to ensure accuracy.
Body parts as a reference.
Another practical method is to use your body as a reference. Our bodies have different parts that can serve as approximate measurements. For example, your thumb is roughly about 1 inch (2.5 centimeters) wide at the widest point. You can use this as a reference to estimate shorter distances. The span of your hand, from the tip of your thumb to the tip of your pinky finger when fully stretched, is around 8 to 9 inches, 20 to 23 centimeters. This can be useful for measuring larger objects or distances. Pro tip: it's a good idea to measure your thumb's width and handspan beforehand to ensure more accurate estimations.
Counting steps.
If you're measuring distances outdoors, you can rely on counting steps to estimate the length. Start by determining the average length of your step by counting how many steps it takes you to walk a known distance, such as 10 meters or yards. Once you have this measurement, you can use it to count the steps for the distance you want to measure. Note: keep in mind that step lengths may vary depending on factors such as terrain, fatigue, or stride length. It's always a good practice to take multiple measurements and calculate an average for better accuracy.
Estimating with known measurements.
In certain scenarios, you might have a known measurement that can act as a reference. For example, if you have a standard-sized sheet of paper or a known length of tape, you can use it as a makeshift ruler. By aligning the edge of the paper or tape with the object you want to measure, you can estimate the length based on the number of times the paper or tape overlaps. Remember, this method relies on the accuracy of the known measurement you have, so be cautious and verify its size before using it for estimation. And there you have it. We've explored some alternative ways to measure distance without a ruler. Whether you're using common objects, body parts, counting steps, or estimating with known measurements, these methods can be handy when you don't have a ruler available. Always keep in mind that these techniques provide approximate measurements and might not be as precise as using a ruler or measuring tape. However, they can be useful in a pinch or when you need a rough estimate. I hope you found this video helpful, and remember to get creative with your measurements when necessary. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.